Every once in a while, the world stops us in our tracks, shaking what we thought we knew, rewriting what we believed to be certain. Tonight, we dive into a journey of astonishing truths, hidden wonders of our planet, unbelievable twists in human history, and scientific revelations that make us question reality itself. These are not just facts, they are eye-opening reminders of how extraordinary life really is. From mysteries buried deep in space to secrets hiding in plain sight here on Earth, prepare yourself for a ride that's not just fascinating, but one that may forever change the way you see everything around you. Let's uncover a hidden truth that is both astonishing and deeply humbling: the untold secrets of our oceans. When we look at a map, it feels as though the Earth has been fully charted, every corner drawn and every border marked. But in reality, the very world we live on remains largely a mystery, because more than 80% of the world's oceans are still unexplored. Think about that for a moment. Vast, uncharted worlds exist right here on our own planet, not out in space, but beneath the waves that cover more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface. What lies down there? Scientists say thousands, maybe millions, of species are waiting to be discovered, living in ecosystems so strange and so alien that they could rewrite what we know about life itself. The deepest trenches, like the Mariana Trench, descend farther than Mount Everest rises. Down there, light doesn't exist, temperatures drop to near freezing, and the crushing pressure is so immense it would collapse a human body in seconds. Yet life thrives. From ghostly jellyfish that glow like living lanterns to bizarre creatures with transparent bodies, the ocean floor is alive with beings that seem straight out of a science fiction movie. Every expedition sends back images of something no one has ever seen before, a reminder that nature's imagination far outpaces our own. And it's not just new species. Hidden in the ocean's depths are clues about our planet's history, shipwrecks from ancient times, lost cities swallowed by rising seas, even microbial life that has survived for thousands of years without sunlight. Some scientists believe that studying these deep sea organisms could help unlock cures for diseases, or even inspire new technology that mimics the resilience of life in such extreme environments. What's most astonishing is how connected these mysteries are to our own survival. The oceans regulate Earth's climate, produce most of the oxygen we breathe, and feed billions of people worldwide. Yet, with all this, we still know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the world beneath our waves. The truth is, the ocean remains humanity's final frontier, and every dive into the darkness below carries the possibility of discovery that could change how we understand not just the sea, but life itself. Now imagine the vast universe within us, the human brain, a marvel so powerful that even the most advanced technology struggles to measure its full potential. We often think of our minds in simple terms: memory, thought, emotion, but the truth is far more staggering. Inside your head, about 3 pounds of soft tissue hold an estimated 86 billion neurons, each forming connections with thousands of others. Altogether, this intricate network creates more electrical impulses in a single day than all the telecommunication systems on Earth combined. To put it into perspective, the number of possible connections inside the human brain surpasses the number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. It is, in every sense, a cosmos within us. What's even more fascinating is how little of that vast capacity we actually harness in our daily lives. For every calculation you solve, every story you remember, and every decision you make, the brain is capable of millions more functions that remain untapped. Neuroscientists have uncovered that the brain can rewire itself, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. This means that even when damaged, new pathways can be formed, our minds adapting and reshaping themselves to survive, to grow, and to learn in ways that once seemed impossible. Stroke victims relearning how to walk, blind individuals developing heightened senses of touch and hearing, These are not miracles, but demonstrations of the brain's hidden strength. Consider memory. Every experience you've ever had, every face you've seen, every word you've spoken is stored somewhere within those folds of gray matter. A single fragment of sound or a faint smell can unlock memories long thought forgotten, and yet the brain does more than recall. It invents, it imagines. The same circuits that remember your childhood home can create entire worlds that never existed. That's why storytellers, artists, and dreamers are capable of shaping realities that feel almost tangible. Scientists are only beginning to grasp how this organ functions. They've discovered electrical storms in the brain that surge during moments of creativity, networks that light up when we fall in love, and silent patterns that may predict our decisions before we consciously make them. Hidden within is the potential not only to change how we live, but how we heal, how we connect, and perhaps even how we understand what it means to be human. It is a reminder that the most extraordinary frontier isn't out in space, it's right here, locked inside every one of us, waiting to be unlocked. Now imagine for a moment that time itself is not as steady and reliable as we've always believed. We live our lives by the clock, measuring every second, every hour, every year as if they march forward in perfect rhythm. But according to the mind-bending discoveries of Einstein's theory of relativity, time doesn't flow the same for everyone, everywhere. In fact, the very speed at which time moves depends on where you are and how fast you're going. High up on a mountain, time runs a tiny bit faster than it does at sea level. A clock on an airplane moving through the sky ticks differently than a clock resting in your living room. These differences are unimaginably small, almost invisible to the human eye, but they are real, measurable, and they change everything we thought we knew about reality. It means that two people standing in different places are not experiencing the exact same speed of time. They could live their entire lives side by side and never notice it, yet scientifically, they are moving through slightly different versions of reality. And when stretched to the extremes, near the speed of light or next to a black hole, the effects become staggering. Astronauts traveling in space, racing through the cosmos at incredible velocities, actually age slower than the people who remain on Earth. This is not science fiction, it's been proven. Astronauts who have returned from long missions have technically lived a fraction of a second less than their own twin brothers or sisters back home. The implications are nothing short of astonishing. Time is not the rigid backdrop we once believed. It is flexible, it bends, it stretches. This phenomenon, called time dilation, suggests that our perception of the present is just one version of many possible flows of time. What we think of as the now is different depending on where we stand in the universe. Imagine being near the edge of a black hole, where gravity is so strong that time slows to a crawl. For you, minutes might pass, while for someone far away, years could race by. It is as if the universe itself is offering different timelines to different observers. This shatters our most basic sense of existence. The idea that past, present, and future may all coexist, shaped by speed and gravity, suggests that reality is far stranger than the ticking of any clock on our wall. And perhaps in ways we are only beginning to understand, we are all travelers not just through space, but through shifting rivers of time. Deep within every single cell of your body lies something so astonishing, so mind-bending, that it almost defies belief. It is the very code of life itself, DNA. To the naked eye, it's invisible, tucked away in microscopic structures. Yet if you could take the DNA from just one of your cells and stretch it out, it would reach nearly 2 meters in length. Multiply that by the trillions of cells in your body, and your DNA could stretch to the sun and back hundreds of times over. Think about that. Inside you is an entire thread of information, so vast and so meticulously arranged that it could wrap around the cosmos. But the miracle doesn't stop there. DNA is a blueprint written in a language only nature seems to fully understand. A four-letter code of molecules that dictates everything about who you are, the color of your eyes, the tone of your voice, the shape of your smile. Every trait, every detail, every inherited gift is inscribed in those spiraling strands. It is, in a sense, the most advanced library ever created, holding the instructions to build and sustain life. What's more extraordinary is how universal it is. The same DNA system that writes the script for a human being also guides the growth of a tree, the beating heart of a dolphin, and the delicate wings of a butterfly. Across all living things, this elegant double helix ties us together, reminding us that life, in all its dazzling diversity, springs from a shared origin. Scientists can look at your DNA and trace lineages that stretch back thousands of years, connecting you to ancestors you'll never meet but whose essence still flows through you today. And yet, despite all this knowledge, we've only scratched the surface of its mysteries. Hidden within DNA are secrets that could unlock cures for devastating diseases, extend human lifespans, or even reshape the very definition of what it means to be alive. Advances in genetic engineering now allow us to edit this code, to alter it with precision, opening the possibility of eradicating illnesses that once seemed unbeatable. But it also forces us to ask profound questions. How far should we go in rewriting the script of life? Still, the undeniable truth remains: within every human being exists a miracle of architecture so perfect, so vast, that it dwarfs even the greatest wonders we see in the stars. The story of life is not just written in the heavens, but inscribed in every cell of our bodies, whispering the most profound truth of all. We are living galaxies of information, carrying within us the very fabric of existence.